Temperamental. So you should be able to see me in there. Red, orange, and yellow guy, blue beard. So I like to point this out because we're looking for the cold spots. If I'm red, orange, and yellow and I'm alive, that means our ghosts are going to be cold. They're going to be blue and black. That's how this is set up. We're always going to have blue and black inside this frame because, A, it's cold out here. But I want those blue and black areas to either move or to take shape. When I say take shape, I want a head, shoulders, moving arms, and legs. That's what I'm looking for when I'm spot checking this video. That's what we've caught with it in the past. Hopefully we'll capture that again. Cool thing for you guys on this particular camera is I did set it up with a blue dot. The blue dot is there to show you the coldest spot in the frame at that particular moment. It's 41 degrees out here for us ambient, roughly. So I'm going to be looking for, what is that, about 26, 24 degrees in between that bracket and colder. I also want that blue dot to move across the screen. I don't want it to be standing still on a windshield because glass is going to be ice cold. A sign of caught wind, an aluminum can on the ground. You guys are seeing the point. I also want that blue dot to move in the event that I don't have a full blue person walking across the screen. So I love to give you stats about the equipment I'm about to hand you because I'm not a TV show host and I'm not a YouTuber. So I capture about 4 to 5 pieces on this guy per year that I would put my stamp of approval on, not per episode. You guys seeing my point? So again, I have a lot of maybes, but my stamp of approval, it's minimal because again, I like to debunk a lot of things. So with this one, once I stuff of Eliza, let's get into the weird shit because that's why you guys showed up. So what's going to happen is with the communicators, I'm going to give you guys focus questions. You can say these things out loud or you can just focus on them. Remember, I'm here on a nightly basis. She knows what you're about to ask. So you're still going to tell me all of the things you're going to hear simply because, so Lizzie, if you're asking questions, you might get the answers. We don't know where they're going to go. They could go to the audio from Mom's camera or my voice recorder. We never know where they're actually going to go. Okay. So the two of you are going to actually have the same set of questions because you're both using a very similar style of spirit box. You're going to be focused on Eliza's death. So the 4 questions we get answers to all the time: age at time of death, what she died from, where she's buried, and which president was a pallbearer at her funeral. Do you know what a pallbearer is? No. So the people that carry the coffin to the grave itself. Oh. They're called pallbearers. It's an honor to be able to do that for somebody. Like my grandmother wanted me as one of her pallbearers when she passed. So I led the way. So it's an honor to do that. So a president did that for Eliza. That's a big deal. So with yours, you're going to be focused on the mansion itself. So because your device usually only gives us like 1 to 2 words, you're going to ask, the mansion's not here anymore, so find out what happened to it. And then if we get the what, we often get 2 or 3 numbers from the exact date of when that tragedy occurred. So again, what happened to the mansion, and then when did that happen? So remember, you could be getting the answers from whatever they're asking as well. We don't know where this stuff is going to fall. Any other numbers besides that small 0.2 that I don't need to write down? All right, perfect. So, Mom, we're going to actually, with your camera, because that thing's been acting finicky in the cold, every couple of minutes, like every 2 to 3 minutes, just stop it and restart it. Okay. So that way we don't lose a whole lot of footage. Okay. So it's probably going to cancel out on you again anytime in the near future. Okay. But yeah, we're going to stay within the confines of the lot. I'll let you guys go ahead and get to work. Let's get this puppy rolling. Okay. So that name keeps showing up. I've looked at it David with every location we go to. It's almost like it keeps following me around.
About you look behind something I did.
I'm still going to write the name down, but I have no reference to it at this point.
But wait,
He's saying these are with you.
Alright. I would ask Eliza how old she was when she died, where she died, who's the
pallbearer, and how old she was. Age, how, where, death. Or age, how, where, president.
Every night. Eliza, how old was she?
There you go. Putting her to work.
Yeah.
She'll learn the history when the ghost can fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
And how old is she?
She's 11, actually.
11?
Yes,
Holy
but she's
cow.
into this.
So my kids are 18 and 24, and they're both shorter than her.
Oh, really?
So I really have a hard time.
Yeah.
Like
she's pretty tall. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how she does.
Yeah.
She might need that phone back to take a lot of notes because I have a feeling she's going to be hearing a lot.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she will. she'll be reporting everything she
Yep.
hears too.
Some people actually need that like taking note format
Uh-huh.
because if I'm over here with you for 2 or 3 minutes,
Yeah.
they've heard 15 things.
Yeah.
And that's a lot to remember because they
Yeah.
don't know what's going to stick. But yeah, I was actually happy to see 4 2 days before Christmas.
I know. I know it's cold here for,
Yeah.
for
For
around
us,
here.
yeah, it's cold. Yeah, like you asked me, she's like, is this normal? I'm like, this time of year, yeah, this is.
It is.
This is pretty normal. I mean, in January it gets even colder.
Yeah.
Like, we'll see some like in the 30s
Yeah.
at night. But
Yeah.
my cutoff is like 29 degrees because the equipment just doesn't want to work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it gets finicky at 40 of what we're working with tonight, but it's probably colder than that with the wind.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
That's what she's got. How much? Let's say your next number is 5. That'll be the new baseline. We're going to keep it growing.
And then what does that mean?
It's measuring electricity. So, again, this is really low.
How will do?
Like normal speed. Starting. Any other new words I need to know about?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I do like the word husband. Obviously, we're dealing with a husband in this location.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's still a long phrase to have. Like, most of the time, you don't get phrases that long. It's sort of a.
So we should ask
I
a
think
question.
it's just permanent habit.
Yeah, but still.
Her nephew is about an actor.
I probably agree. No, you're actually right on track.
Charles.
There we go.
Why is that happening?
Below.
Whoa. Okay.
you okay?
What'd she heard?
I don't know.
It just repeated multiple times. It said, so I asked her how did she die, and it said, I think the first 2 times I asked her because it was unclear, it started to repeat and it said people and then politics. And then I asked her where she was buried, and it said Charleston, and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
So, I don't write down the word Charleston because you're listening to Charleston radio station.
So,
And it's the wrong answer anyway.
so should I look for a specific answer?
Nope, I'm not going to tell you what that is. You're going to get it from there. But I want you to also remember, when you're listening to that, it's not always going to be a correct answer. So, it could be like, hey, how old were you half away? But you'll see as we kind of go through this. You're getting the hang of it. She's getting there.
Good.
It did say I'm scared, but that's not.
A little bit more excited about your 5.7.
Yeah, it's there. And then, I mean,
Ghosts they don't stand still. So somebody just came by you. That's why I say, like, walk around, wander.
okay.
I'll wander with.
So you might want to just lower it. Like you're just holding something. There you go.
Fight broke out.
Fight broke out. That's good. I like that. Big John
Perhaps
stuff.
he feels like.
Lost the blue dot.
What's that?
Yeah, I just lost the blue dot. It keeps going up
Yeah,
to
it's
the
probably
sky,
not
like
the
you
sky,
say.
Yeah. And again, if you can't keep it out, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just, it's
Yeah.
this is one of those locations where it's open,
Yeah.
so it's hard to keep it out.
Right.
I got there passing down the road.
Doing the birds and stuff.
Catch tonight.
You should take some notes or voice notes if
Spot
you.
4. Brazilian. You have anything? Oh, Lord.
I thought my hands were getting cold. My gloves shut off.
Oh, that's nice to have those gloves.
Yeah. It's hard to find like fingerless gloves. 'Cause
Yeah,
I need to be able to operate
right.
the equipment.
Yeah. No, that's what I was thinking. I've never seen heated fingerless gloves, but that's awesome.
Yeah. Amazon, a lot of digging.
Yeah.
They aren't cheap either. I was surprised. Like, I was like, I could probably pick these up for like 25 bucks. Like,
No.
like close to 50, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I've had them a year and a half, 2 years now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's good at least.
yeah,
So do you do these every night?
every night.
Oh,
Well, I'm open every night.
Uh-huh,
We'll say
right,
that.
yeah.
We don't always have.
right, yeah.
This was a shopping weekend, so
Yeah.
I had Friday and Saturday off. It was the weirdest feeling in the world.
I bet. Work that in.
So you guys like one night here?
Yeah.
Your only time here?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just gonna stop for the night, and then she, like I said, she sent me the link, and so I was like, okay, we could do it.
I see a lot of you guys like one stop, like hopping and
You
jumping.
really? Yeah.
What do you guys got now?
It was so.
There are many people in Congress. I don't know if that's important.
Excuse me, you got husband before? I just got husband off the radio. It was something about I'm okay, it's okay, husband.
Rest in peace. I'm pretty sure it's normal. It's like rap.
Yeah, but she just had the name husband show up.
Hey, what?
Husband. So that's the second husband. Not on her end. Out of Lizzie's lips. She heard it.
I heard rest in peace.
So it could be husband, rest in peace.
Exactly.
Could be. That's a big stretch. Not anywhere near as devastating. Alright, one more quick lap and then we'll wrap this one up. It's not like there's a whole lot going on here. Just the two of you traveling?
No, my husband and my other daughter as well.
Oh. Really, when I'm teaching people again how to use these, you should be looking for the 3 N's: names, nouns, and numbers. So those are the things we can verify. So like whiskey, that's really good because it's a noun, right?
Yeah.
We could,
Body.
and you also got whiskey.
Yeah. That could cause defects in the liver.
Correct. Very interesting. So the fact that you heard whiskey, you have liver, like the whiskey affects the liver. And, yeah. So again, I don't know what all of this means yet, but again, you can see where I
Is there a bar
started.
nearby? Someone put a drink in.
I saw
Plenty of
someone
those.
drinking
Yeah.
walk past us.
So, just again, to me, none of it makes sense yet, but hopefully it will if I can dive into anything. So, here's how this story goes. They're telling the same story. I don't always tell the same story as all the other tours, but this guy actually was following me around on my old route. So I kind of I was going to take this out altogether because every tour comes here. But here's how the story goes. You're in Philadelphia Alley. It used to be called Duelers Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. And I say some of the duels because dueling was illegal. This just happened to be one of those hiding spots. So let's get into the story. I'm just going to give you a few extra details on what they're doing because you're ghost hunting. You need some of those details. The doctor moved down here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Black. If the song Brown Eyed Girl shows up while we're here, it's not coincidence. We get it all the time. It's part of his name. But anyway, Dr. Ladd moves here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents, and she has an attorney that's helping her out with all of the cash flow, helping her manage it. Well, the attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money, so he tells Amanda, get rid of the doctor. He comes down here to Charleston from Rhode Island to prove that he's not. Well, on his way into town, he had a coachman. The coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. It's like having a really bad Uber driver in today's world. Sorry, whenever we get the youngins here, I always feel like I need to explain because not everybody knows what a coachman is. Moving on. Somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen, and the person walking by, his name is Ralph Aldridge. Do Ralph's initials sound familiar to anything else I've said since we've been here? Exactly. Thank you for paying attention. So the Rhode Island piece, we were getting the letters RI all the time on regular spirit boxes. So I bought another device. That other device acts like a digital Ouija board. It gives us letters whenever there's an EMF spike like use device. So we've had the letters RI show up consecutively whenever I bring up Ralph's name, not the Rhode Island. So Ralph could be haunting this space too. Moving on. Ralph tells the doctor, hey dude, I know this guy. They coached me. He's done. The word listening you're going to find is very funny here. But we're going to move on. But anyway, so he says, this guy's going to try to kill you. I know him. Come with me. I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent a room from them and you'll be safe. Well, Doc took him up on the offer and the gentleman became friends. The longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's cash. He's making his own. She got wind of this. She writes a letter saying she's on her way down so they could be married, and Dr. Ladd became known as the Whistling Doctor. This is the reason why I hate the story. Every haunted city you will ever visit is going to have a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. This one just happens to be a doctor. So why are we talking about this happy guy who's about to get married in Dueler's Alley and he's a ghost? Let's move on. Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He got better seats. So on the way home one night, they go see Richard III and they're walking home talking about the new actress they just saw. Doc thought she was great. Ralph didn't. They start arguing, and then Ralph is insulting the doctor's fiancée, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island, and it got really ugly between the two of them, and they went their separate ways. The next day, Ralph went to his friends at the newspaper and placed an ad telling the whole city of Charleston what he thought of the doctor. Kind of a, you're a disgrace to society kind of shit. Doc saw the ad and rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this, and somebody's going to die. Remember that this argument started over an actress. I just like to point out how dumb shit was in the 1700s. Moving on. The two gentlemen came down here back to back, took their 10 paces, and turned. Doc pointed his gun in the air and shot his one shot. He did not want to kill his friend. He just needed the courage and bravery to show up, which is often what happens at a duel in the 1700s. But Ralph has his one bullet still, and he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc didn't die. He actually fell to the ground. His friends picked him up and took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later on November 2nd of 1786 after refusing medical treatment. Two things about the last thing I just said. It is 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different back then than what we know now. Secondly, he is a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but obviously he failed because he died. Every ghost tour is telling their guests to listen for the whistles. We have a camera running, my voice recorder, and some spirit boxes. If basically a disembodied whistle is going to show up, it's going to show up on the audio for the camera or my voice recorder. However, the two spirit boxes, whenever I'm spot checking your recording, I can't tell you how many times I come across the whistling part of a song and then the word doctor from a commercial immediately after. Dozens upon dozens of times. I've been coming here for over 5 years. Again, dozens of them. Happens all the time. And I'm not looking for it. When I'm spot checking your guys' media, it's on minute 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. You guys seeing the pattern because I don't want to make it look like I'm looking for certain things because I know it's going to happen. You'll see the markers that I give you. So let's talk about how I got kicked out of here. That's the fun part. Well, first off, if you're going to try this on your own and listen for those whistles because you're going to be here a few extra nights and you're going to use your voice recorders on your phone, just remember every local knows the story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down this alley. It's just something we do. So right about where we're standing, there used to be a wall right here. The reason why is because this used to be called Cow Alley. This is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. So they started building this alley all the way down by Queen Street and over hundreds of years to where we're standing now. Those bricks down there are older than the ones we're standing on. We're going to let this group pass because we're almost wrapped up. What's up, boss?
last night and just over here, I think we have to feel something like rub against their legs back there.
Okay.
And we heard a growl last night back there too.
You heard a growl? We had a grunt earlier.
Yeah, did you really?
Yeah.
Right back here?
No, it was actually at another location, but that might
Yeah.
be the theme of the dead people that can't celebrate Christmas right now.
It could be, yeah. Well, I'm telling you, like we heard, like it wasn't like it was like a mix between a grunt and a growl. It was like a roar, like that comes
You
from
need to
over
start
there.
carrying a voice recorder around with you, man. You gotta send me this stuff.
I know, I should, but it was strange last night. Yeah.
Awesome.
Take care, brother.
Thanks. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you.
So, back to how I'm getting kicked out of here. Those bricks are older than the ones we're standing on. You got something?
I think she got startled. It was just run.
Like run,
No, it was just a...
and diary. That's four.
Diary's good. I like that. I don't normally bring that up. Suite in what way? Like a hotel suite? Yeah. Interesting. So if we get something else relevant to his actual address, it was just like
I mean,
a one
you should have
bedroom
ran
suite.
from the door.
He should have. But so those bricks are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child in one of those bricks down there, and I used to take my groups down there for a history lesson. There's nothing paranormal about it. You guys already know how I feel about cemeteries. He's not there, staring at the brick in the afterlife. So one night, November 26th of 2020, my entire group of 10 is huddled around that brick, waiting for something to happen with all the gear. I know nothing's about to happen. I'm trying to shoo them along, like let's move, let's go. Because we're also standing outside the dining room window with the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm just trying to be respectful. I didn't realize that we were out of bounds for tours. The new owner of that mansion came out screaming because I had a full group of people outside his dining room window. My daughter was on the tour that night. She was about 14. She thought it was hysterical that her father was getting yelled at right in front of her. She was all about it. We moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on holidays, especially Thanksgiving, because I worked in upper management for Walmart before I started doing this, and you guys fight over towels on Thanksgiving. You started me for life. I don't do holidays anymore. The next day, the 28th of November, I called my partner that I had that brought me into tourism, and I told him what happened, just so I could figure out what to do next, because I'm freaking out because the rest of my tour is on the other side of this alley. He says, I already got the complaint, and he's laughing at me too, just like my daughter did, and he hung up the phone. Like, figure it out on your own. So I'm like, well, I had a full group again. It's Black Friday, and I told my group of people I don't believe in the next story because I'm into vampires, not pirates. I would normally tell you a pirate story next, but we've been kicked out of there too. However, if I tell you that we're about to discuss pirates in Charleston, who do you think we're going to be discussing? What's the first pirate that comes to mind? Not Jack Sparrow. A real
Yeah, I
pirate.
was so fucking close.
A real pirate.
Oh, it's okay.
What's the first pirate you think
Blackbeard.
of? Blackbeard, right.
Oh,
Yeah, keep it simple, guys. You're overthinking it. So I didn't tell them who we were going to be discussing. Somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne. I did not tell them it was going to be Anne Bonny, the famous female pirate. So I was like,
Oh.
okay, maybe we'll get something. We go up and around the corner. I told them what I knew about pirates in Charleston, which wasn't much, and I wasn't enthusiastic about it. And somebody else heard the number 300. Don't know what that means. I write it down. I do the research. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial. We had other things occur that night, but that was the most significant thing of an aha moment that, hey, she's legitimately haunting this space. So, with that said, when we go up and around the corner, we're going to swap cameras. I'll get you a brand new one. I'll show you how it works. It's pretty cool too. But we're going to be going up to a cemetery, and I'll show you like what we're going to be looking for. I'll give you the history first. You guys will be able to ask whatever you want to. When I got kicked out of the pirate space, I had to come up with a new story. So I just started telling the story that all the other ghost tours do, but I don't like that story because it's cursed to females. Obviously, most of my people are females when I do this. So I found another story, and I'll tell you how I came across it, because that's pretty interesting stuff too. What else do you have going on with your word list? Anything crazy?
No.
No, it's still on run.
No.
Okay, and Josh, did you hear anything new? No? Oh, you don't even have your headphones on.
No.
So, at your point, Mom, you can actually stop that particular recording, and we're gonna let this group pass by, and then we're gonna go on out.